Hello everyone, I am here with a little person, so if you hear extra voices, that would be my son. You may have seen my recent blog about stretching for singer's alignment, stretching to get the most that you can out of your warm-up session. You want the maximum capacity for breathing, and you want to relax your muscles in such a way that will allow your frame and your spine to be exactly as they were intended when you were born, okay? You want the expansion of your lungs to be at full capacity, and so you need to physically align your body to allow that to happen. Because if you can't breathe, you can't sing. So you want to put your body in a condition that you can breathe. So in this video, this is my first tutorial of the year, woo woo, 2020. And this is, I'm gonna do a little bit of a stretching routine to kind of go off of the blog in case you haven't seen it. Or sometimes if you have read something like that, it might be easier to see it done. Anyway, we're gonna stretch. I'm gonna start with my head and go down to my feet to kind of give you a picture similar to what I wrote about in my blog. So here we are. We need to loosen the head and neck muscles, so I'm gonna start with the head shaking like you're saying no to someone. You wanna go slow. Sometimes you just put your chin over one shoulder, hold it there for a minute, and slowly go the other direction. But sometimes this feels best. So either variation is fine. Then we'll move to drawing circles with the nose and chin. You may switch directions. And this just ensures, especially me as a mother, I do a lot of this action, holding my little one, or we all look at our phones, we all maybe get on the computer, so we need to relax these muscles, stretch them out, because you can't sing the same way that you do those other activities in life. So loosen the shoulders, drawing circles. You may do one at a time, switch directions, shrug and release. That feels really good to me. Shrug, release. Maybe feel it out a little bit. Be aware of that loosening sensation. Next, yes, the ragdoll. I did not refer to this as the ragdoll in my blog, but I am now because that's what I was taught. But if I had written ragdoll, you wouldn't have known. But it's kind of like a ragdoll, to drop completely forward. And then touch the ground with your fingertips. Let it hang. Feel your vertebrae from the tailbone down to your neck bone and the base of your skull. You'll feel all the blood rushing to your face as you hang, but it's okay. But if you start to get dizzy, then you can take a break. Just breathe. That's why we're doing this. We're doing these stretches so that we can breathe. It feels really good. I can feel myself becoming more alert with the blood actually flowing to your brain. Helps you wake up and feel alert. I'm not a yoga instructor, but this is just how I feel. And I'm going to go back, shake my head out, let those vertebrae loosen up in the back of your neck, at the base of your skull, and then you can roll slowly up to standing position. One vertebrae at a time, if you can count. So basically go slowly. You probably can't see my face anymore, but I'm in standing position and just breathe. I'll come down here. Just breathe. And I can feel the expansion in my belly. That's what should fill first, is your lower lungs all the way to your upper lungs. So the last thing to expand on an inhale should be your chest cavity if you are getting your fullest breath and if you're taking a deep breath. So the lower abdominal muscles expand first, and then your chest cavity is the last thing to lift. But we don't breathe like this, so sometimes you might see a singer who shrugs their shoulders when they're breathing in. That's not how you breathe. Lower abdominal muscles up to your chest cavity, and you should feel everything expand on an inhale. So this is what we're trying to accomplish with these stretches, is relaxing your muscles so that your frame can function as it should on an effective breathing pattern. And now we're going to move into the lower half of the body. We're going back to dropping in half like a rag doll. And we have done the head shake. And now we need to do a hip sway. And this loosens up where your hips might have been tightened. So maybe you sit in a certain way at work that is uncomfortable for your hips in the long run. For me, it's when I cross one leg over the other. When I'm seated and I cross my legs, it gets my hips out of alignment, which is actually something that my chiropractor works with me on, because it will elevate one hip above the other when I'm standing. Or if I stand and I lean on one leg and bear my weight on one side of my body, that will also get my hips out of alignment. So this helps my body to sway my hips, loosen them up, and then I'm going to drop into a low lunge. Let everything stretch, relax, breathe, become aware of the sensations in your body. I think a yoga instructor would say, feel the energy in your fingertips, so you're not bearing all your weight now on your shoulders and the like the ball of your hand. And then we're going to come back to half, body folded in half, and switch legs into the other low lunge. And it feels really great. Again, feel the energy in your fingertips and don't bear the weight in your shoulders. Let your hands and foot work as a tripod in a way, if you can think of it like that. And now I'm going to take a seat and roll both of my ankles at the same time, first in one direction and then the other, drawing circles with my toes to loosen up my ankles, and then I'm going to flex and point my toes to loosen my feet, joints, and muscles. It just feels good, just bringing some energy and motion to as many of my body muscles as I can today. Anyway, it's just really good. I was going to say why, but let's not waste any time. We all have reasons that we need to stretch and move our bodies. It's a body in motion stays in motion, right? Okay, but I think that concludes the stretching. And now I'm just going to take a few almost meditative breaths and check with myself, checking in with my body to see what status do we have today. For me, the curvature of my back does not aid my my breath pattern. It's strange to say, like, why am I like that? But everybody has a curve in their back, and some are curvier than the others. And for me, I have to, I almost either slouch or I tend to have like my tailbone out facing. And when I'm standing in a tall posture, my tailbone can tend to curve outwardly, which does not allow abdominal expansion when I'm inhaling and breathing in. So I have to remember, allow the tailbone to tuck under, and it's not how I naturally sit or stand. So even sometimes bringing my knees up when I'm sitting will allow me to feel the expansion in my lower abdominal muscles. Anyway, everyone is different, so find what works for you, but make sure that when you are meditating or stretching and checking in with your breath, that you feel the lower abdominal muscles expanding on an inhale. That is the alignment we're looking for, and also in such a posture that your chest cavity and your upper rib cage can expand on that inhale as well. But remember, low and then high when you're breathing, and that's a good way to check on your alignment and how your body is feeling. Thank you for watching this video. Post in the comments below that you are keeping track of my topic of the month on my Instagram or Facebook, as well as my blog post, which was on medium.com this time, but in the future I'm hoping it will be able to come from my website, which is on the way. But comment below on this YouTube video that you have tried this routine. It may be easier to understand in my blog, or it may be easier seeing it done visibly through this video. Either way, happy Tutorial Tuesday. Every Tuesday you will see a video posted based on the topic of the month, which this month is body alignment for singing. But it's really body alignment for breathing, because we need to breathe first to be able to sing. So this might be helpful for people other than singers this time. Just physical alignment to be able to breathe and feel the expansion in your breath. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments that you tried it, and stay tuned for more on Tutorial Tuesdays.